Hey everyone, what's going on? It's Blue and we are back with another video. This is the 8.1 single target boss feral guide. So this is what we're going to be discussing today. We're going to be going over the talents, the rotation, a little bit of what you should be doing for the rotation, we'll get into that, some little tricks. But first, let's check out the talents. A lot has changed for feral. I'm not going to put a lot of my personal input in until after the video, okay? So watch the full thing. Towards the end, I'm going to tell you about how I feel about it, but no bias. We're just going to go straight into it. So, single target feral DPS, the highest damage you're going to be doing is with this talents here. What you're going to see through the rotation, when the rotation, we'll do the rotation after this, is you'll see Ferocious Bite. This build, this expansion is all about Ferocious Bite. With the new talent changes, Ferocious Bite is all you care about. So when you go through the talents, think, what can buff my Ferocious Bite? What will help me go through the rotation faster? Okay, so I'll walk you through it really quickly. Right here, Sabretooth, Ferocious Bite deals 20% increased damage. Ding, right? And it also increases the duration of your rip. Awesome. What you're going to do is this is going to help you. This is right here. This one talent is going to hopefully teach you how you should do your opener, right? I have blood talent, so I'm going to pop my regrowth, stealth. I'm going to pop one rake, one rip. That's it. Boom. Hopefully that rake is a 2 combo points. If it's 1, go through rotation really quickly. Bite. You will never run out of a rip. You will rip the boss one time. If you were on the boss the entire time, you should be ripping the boss one time because of this talent. Okay, let's go through this. I don't care what you do, 30, 45, 60, do what you want. Alright, Soul of the Forest. Your finishing move grants 5 energy per combo point. Great, helps you go through rotation. And it deals increased damage. Great. Ferocious Bite. Final, it's my increased damage. For, great, perfect. Okay, let's move on. So other options on here. I'm not going to go over the other options here. It's pretty easy. This one, Savage Roar. Now you'd be thinking, so what does Savage Roar does? Helps you with the energy. Gets you through rotation. Increases your damage, right? Well, instead of biting, you're maintaining your Savage Roar. So you're not biting as much. You're not biting as often. So it seems good, but it reduces your bites, the amount of times you'll be biting your fight. Not good. Incarnation King of Jungle, completely different build. That build does not do as much damage. Brutal Slash, the only talent here that is a single target buff. Okay, let's go on. Blood Talents, increases an ability by 25%, which increases your bite. Done. You can also do Moment of Clarity. This is a different build. You may think, hey, Moment of Clarity will increase my shreds or my my ferocious or my brutal slashes, right? Well, that has nothing to do with bites, so it's out. This is the talents you'll be running for single target, everyone. All right, now let's go into the Azurite traits. Azurite traits, I'm just going to pop up what's on the screen. This is pretty accurate. One moment here. Let's get my monitor up. Oh, my monitor was up. I do apologize. Okay, right here, this is pretty accurate. Let's go for single target. So things to look out here. Iron Jaw, you don't want this, okay? Yeah, it says it's doing really good, but you don't want this. For right now, you're only going to be running 2 talent points because we're still in the Uldir raid. 2 talents, and then you're going to need an Uldir set, right? So, Shredding Fury, right here. What's the highest damage you can do with 2? This is it, right here. 2 of Shredding Fury gets you the highest damage. You may think, oh, Iron Cloud looks so good. Well, for 2, it's not, right? Shredding Fury, if you cannot, you're going to be losing a little bit of DPS. So, try and get that. So, Shredding Fury increases your critical strike. Now, you think, oh, well, why is this so good? Well, critical strike gives you, instead of one combo point, if you're critting, you can get 2 combo points, right? So it's helping you go through rotation faster, which makes you bite more often, and it increases the damage when you're going through rotation. So ding ding, double dings right there. This is top notch. All right, let's move on. Okay, so now we've gone through there. Okay, let's focus on another thing now. Traits, or stats. What do stats look like? Well, now that mastery affects our bite, mastery is your top. Okay, next, crit. Why? Helps you get through rotation, helps you bite more often, right? Now, next is versatility, followed by haste. Get rid of all your haste gear. Put it in some mastery. Put it in some crit. Do that. You know, put some other gear on. Change everything you know about Feral. Gone. Alright, let's go through the rotation. We already know that we need to stealth, right? What I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you open with your rake, rip, do the rotation. I'm going to have you thrash once. That's it. I'm not going to have you thrash the rest of the fight, okay? I'm still deciding if I think this is a good idea. I've done some tests on it. It really depends on your mastery, but I like shreds instead. So we're gonna go with that for now. Okay, to be updated, but we're going with it. All right, so I'm just gonna do the rotation, and we'll see what we're running. I'm doing 2 Jungle's Furious on my build, and I have Blightborn, which has increased my crit once in a while by a good amount. But we're just gonna run into it. I'll go for just a couple minutes. You can kind of see the rotation. I'm not gonna walk you through it because I don't want to mess up. I already have a little questions of my own. One moment, that's not supposed to be there. Let me go back in my stealth. Everything needs to match. Okay, I'm not going to walk you through it. I'm going to walk you through what I'm doing next, afterwards. Alright, so let's go into this. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So I told you I was going to thrash once. I did not thrash. I did mess up on rotation a few times. So I'm going to walk you through. This is what it's supposed to look like. Shred should be a little higher when the fight goes. The extension of the fight is a little bit longer. And this actually is not affecting my DPS, so these ticks aren't affecting me right now, which should make my rip be a little bit stronger than my shred. So that's looking okay right now for a fight that was really short. So let me walk you through the rotations. What you need to know: Brutal Slash does more damage than Shred, right? So you're thinking like, hey, why? You know, I'm looking like you're saving your Brutal Slashes, right? Yes, I am. I'm saving my Brutal Slashes. What it ends up being is you can have 4 Brutal Slashes before your Tiger's Fury, right? So that means you use Brutal Slashes, you save your pool, your Brutal Slashes for your Tiger's Fury. You can use 1 throughout the rotation, right? So that means when I go into this fight, let's say I'm stealth, I pop some cooldowns, I'm gonna rake, open with rake, right? I'm gonna rip, I'm gonna hurry through my cooldown. I can use my 3 right here. Okay, and then I rip, right? Now what do? Well, Mufasa told you that you can use one of these, so I'm gonna do it. Okay, now I have to pool. I gotta wait until I have 4, until I have my 3. Okay, so it's got 1. It's about to have 3. Oh, check it out. I have my Tiger's Fury. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is your strongest ability over your shred, right? So what you want to do is you want to pool it. Okay, so just remember, my cooldown is 7.3 seconds, so do the math. I'm able to do 4 of these abilities before the 30-second cooldowns of Tiger Fury, which means I can use one of them anywhere I want. Let's say I need to push through this rotation as efficiently as possible to try to get a regrowth on my rake. Then I'll be like, oh, I'll do that one. Okay, now I can't use it anymore until I use it with Tiger's Fury. That's what you're using with Tiger's Fury. Now, I did not mention this. What do you do with your regrowth? Your regrowth is always used on your bite, and if you can, on your rake. Okay? Rake and bite. That's it. What else do you need to know? I think that's it. Okay, that's it. Awesome. That's all I wanted to go over today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually tell you how I feel about the class. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm pretty disappointed. Feral, single target to me is actually, it seems like a DPS decrease. And it's really unfortunate. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking the rotation. As you can see here, no, not there. As you can see here, all of our damage is on one ability, okay? Now I'm going to tell you what I think when I look at somebody's ability, when I look at something like this. If I like a shaman's in an AoE fight and they put like an earthquake down or whatever, and I'm like, holy cow, dude, I remember I looked at that and I was like, dude, you're doing so much damage. Click on that, it's one ability. I don't like classes like that, you know? I play Feral because I enjoy the challenge. I want to work for the damage, right? I play Feral. So the rotation is still there, of course, on Feral. One, they took away Rip. You know, you apply Rip once in the fight, right? So they made it a little easier that way. Now, they made the rest of your rotation, other than your bites, it's not very rewarding, right? So you're working really hard to maintain your rips or maintain your rakes, you know, to like, oh, I need to pool my brutal slashes, you know, there's a few complex things in here. Oh, I need to make sure I regrowth my bite and my rake, right? A few complex things, and you're not rewarded for them, right? All the damage is go through your rotation, make sure you regrowth your bite. Everything else is not as important. When damage looks like this, it simplifies the class. It makes it very simple. It makes it very difficult for someone that understands Feral, that understands the class very well, to be doing more damage than somebody else that doesn't. Why? Because these abilities right here, oh, what if your rake's falling off, right? Well, if I was playing Feral last patch, if I was playing the Bleed Feral, the Bleed Spec, and my rake fell off, DPS loss. Big DPS loss, right? If my rip fell off, big DPS loss, right? And it's just like, these are things that, you know, that there's not going to be a lot of separation now. They kind of, I don't want to say they dumbed down the class, but it is. It's dumbed down a little bit, and this makes it easier for someone that doesn't know how to play Feral, you know, fully, to look like they're playing Feral pretty well, you know, because all it really matters is you just go through your rotation as quick as possible, you know, and then it's just like bite, boom, just bite, just do it again. Oh snap, I wasn't even paying attention. I don't have rake up. I haven't had rake up for the past 5 seconds. Oh, let me do that. You know? Is that really going to affect my damage? No, not really, because I'm just biting. You know? All you have to worry about is, oh, make sure your energy is at a certain height, you know, a certain level, and then bite. And that's all it is. And it's just like, oh, you're going to see pretty close to the same amount of damage, you know? Your damage is going to be pretty close. Keep on to get next to this stupid thing. You know, so I'm not happy. It looks like this patch Feral, they've dumbed down Feral's single target damage, which sucks because Feral was pretty low. It was low. I felt like I had to work really hard to compete with other people. And I was competing with other people, but like I think I would say I worked a lot harder out of raid to get to where they are in raid, right? My gear was perfect, you know? Haste crit. Did they have perfect gear? They probably didn't, you know? They were depending more on just their class to do that damage. Where I had to depend on, hey, I had to get every single piece perfectly to compete. And now I'm going to be, you know, now that there's the changes. Oh, by the way, Pharaoh, it was very difficult for you to do good DPS. Now it's going to be even more difficult. But wait, in Mythic Plus, you will be rewarded though because you have an AOE rotation. We've given you an AOE rotation that does okay. You know, it's it's just frustrating, and I'm just not happy, and I'm bummed. I'm gonna be bringing you guys feral videos. Expect it. I just wanted to give you my thoughts, and I'm bummed. I spent hours yesterday trying to figure out what's going on, trying to figure out why the damage has been decreased on single target. Of course, AOE's there. AOE will be there. We have a fun AOE. I'll be excited to give you guys that content. But overall, I'm unhappy because I play feral first as a raider, you know. Like Feral needs some. They need some love. Single target's gone. You know, we're gonna be doing a lot less damage single target. You know, and it's just like there is no reason to bring Feral to the raid. We need something. You know, I was thinking about like what could we bring to the raid, man? It would be cool if like Feral, you know, like some of their speed boost, you know, was taken away from them and just given as a buff to everybody. You know, so it's like, oh, okay, so like you still have that same amount of speed boost, but some of that correlates to a buff to everybody. You'd be like, oh yeah, that'd be cool, you know? And it's just like, yeah, they bring the speed boost. They, you know, everybody's got a few percentage of speed that can help. Something. There's no reason to bring Feral to the raid. It gets harder and harder, especially now. It's going to be harder to convince somebody to be like, hey man, why do you want to bring your Feral to the raid? You know, your damage is not good. You know, it's like, oh, you have an AOE rotation. Well, there's still classes that do it better. So I'm sticking it out, everyone. I'm sticking it out. I'm excited to see how things are going to go. I'm a little bummed about how the rotation is right now, and I really hope they fix it. I don't think I don't think this is good gameplay. If I looked at somebody and I saw someone's damage, and I was like, "Yo, all your damage is one ability," like, why would I want to play that class? You know? I chose Pharaoh because I wanted a difficult class. I wanted a lot of things going on. This doesn't even show that. You know, and it's like, why am I doing so much of this other stuff just for one ability to do so much damage? It's just that's all. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not very happy. um, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it does help. There was a lot of confusion. There was a lot of confusion about the new builds, the new Azurite pieces, what the rotations look like, and I hope this helped. Take it easy, everyone. Bye.